Texas. They say everything's bigger here, and they're right. We've got big cars, big hearts, and even bigger stakes. This is beef country, Texas, home to the Alamo, the Cowboys, and the largest military installation known to man. So big, it has a big name. Fort Hood, the great place. It's got a Texas-sized podcast as well. And this is it, right here, Fort Hood's great big podcast. Yeehaw.
And we're back for another rousing edition of Fort Hood's great big
podcast.
That's
I was
right.
a little confused because
Are you really?
you were gesturing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I supposed to say something right now?
We'll get it out of the way. Brianna Doo is not here.
I'm sad.
She is
A little sad.
She's got a day job too, you know.
Yeah, I know.
She's a flautist. Playing with the 1st Cavalry Division Band, and I guess they have some concerts this week. So instead of Specialist Brianna Doo, we upped our game and brought in Sergeant First Class Kelvin Ringold.
How are you, Dave?
I am wonderful. You look so excited to be here.
No, I am excited to be here because my office is about 150 degrees, so you have at least AC, it seems, in here.
It's 32 degrees outside. How is your office building?
DPW. They don't let us control the heat. They crank it all the way up to 11, and we're dying.
But
DPW.
you got your snivel gear on and everything.
That makes it worse. DPW, please let us control the heat. Please. I beg you.
So, how have your holidays been? This is our first show back after Thanksgiving. How was yours?
I ate well. You know, it didn't take me too long to cook. You know, it's only 2 people in my household. So,
yeah,
even when you try to cook a little bit, it still ends up being too much.
Lots of leftovers.
But I have a limit of 2 days to eat leftovers. Anything else goes to the dogs after 2 days.
So what is your go-to with turkey on day 2? What do you
Sorry,
make?
Dave.
What do you make?
I'm out on turkey. Okay, this year it was a rotisserie in the air fryer.
No turkey this year?
No turkey. I'm done with turkey. So you get an air fried chicken, nice, tender, skin still like I like it, crispy.
Yeah.
Get a little ham, you know, glaze it up just right. That's all the meat you need. Then you go to the sides because it's all about the sides.
Sweet potato.
Mac and cheese, yep. Sweet potato pie. My famous potato salad, deviled eggs. And if you don't eat deviled eggs, I'm sorry, we can't talk anymore.
No, they sort of make me gassy.
No, it's okay. It's well worth it. Well worth it. Get some greens, some corn, and I believe that was it. A couple of rolls. That's it.
All right. Hey, the audience does not know you that well. Since this is your first appearance, where are you from in the world, Kelvin?
I'm from Maryland, East Coast. Go Ravens. And please follow the COVID
I didn't hear any
protocols.
crab cakes when you were talking Thanksgiving. What's up with that?
Well, I do actually have a container of crab meat that I will be making crab cakes probably later on this week, Friday.
Oh, nice.
Love crab cakes.
Nice. Yeah,
Sounds
me too.
delicious.
When's the last time you had crab cakes?
Oh, when I lived in Maine. So it's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is wicked.
Hello.
Awesome.
Oh, you can come in. Yeah, we don't stop. We just keep on trucking. He didn't want to come in.
No, guess not.
So, holiday traditions. Growing up in Maryland, give me some Christmas memories.
I mean, up until I was 17, you know, I still thought Santa was real, so I'd leave the
17?
Oh my goodness.
Of course, I'm kidding.
Dang.
Okay.
Well,
Still leaving those chocolate chip cookies out and milk. Santa, this is for you. Hook me up. You know, but no, you know, when I be home,
17, he was bringing Air Jordans, right?
just always, spend time with the family on Christmas Eve. Everybody opens a, one gift.
Yeah.
Watch maybe a Charlie Brown Christmas or
Uh-huh.
one of those like that. Love Charlie Brown. But in the Army, I don't get home much.
Right.
But, I still do remember those childhood memories.
Oh,
Reminiscing.
yes.
They can't see me, but I'm looking up in the air just
Yeah, he's
reminiscing.
not even rolling his eyes or nothing.
No.
So, Melissa, tell me about Christmas wait. As a kid, you were in California.
Yes.
So tell me about your childhood holidays.
So Christmases have always been pretty big. What I do remember the most, two memories. So the first one, I was really, really young, but I remember the lights on the Christmas tree and just laying in the dining room under the Christmas tree because I love to stare at it.
Uh-huh.
And so now I have color lights on my Christmas trees because I want my kids to have the same memory.
Nice.
And then me and my mom, we would stay up real late making tamales and enchiladas for Christmas. So
Wow.
I have those memories. And she had given me one year a necklace on one of the days that we were making a big old meal. So I cherished that memory too. Because it's not about all of the gifts and stuff. It's
Right.
about spending time with my parents and that one small memento.
Yep. Christmas lights, which brings us to this show drops December 3rd, and the evening of December 3rd, Fort Hood does another holiday tradition, and that is they turn on the big tree outside of this headquarters building, the little red, white, and blue. Does it bum you out that it's not a real tree?
No, because I'm out on real trees too.
Really?
So, yep, artificial all the way.
Yeah,
I
but that
love real
isn't even a
trees.
tree. It's a pole with, like fencing.
All it really needs is lights. That's it.
It does have
What I want to
lights.
see is like, in those TV shows, how like town centers, they have these ginormous trees and there's always a big fuss about getting the biggest tree up into the town center.
Yeah.
I want one of those. And with decorations on it, not just lights.
Okay.
I would go watch that.
Okay. Well, we all hold hands and act like the end of
The Who
the
from
closing
Whoville.
scene in Whoville. No? So, anyway, holiday traditions.
You can't hold hands. In 20.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I can't even bump elbows. Yeah. By the way, we are socially distant in this studio, right? You stay over there, mister.
Very distant.
But anyway, after the break, we do have another holiday tradition, and that is we're having the celebration of love here at Fort Hood again. That's December 11th, and we're going to hear all about that from the founder of Celebration of Love, Mr. Tom Ramsey. So
Exciting.
please stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Masks on for safety, masks on for safety. In the store, you walk in the door. Masks on for safety, masks on for safety. Day or night, do what's right.
Look, bad jingles aren't going to stop the coronavirus, but wearing a mask or a face covering can help lower the chance of infection or spread. So do your part and mask up. Or we may just have to keep singing.
Masks on for safety, masks on for safety. Be a mouth and noser, or else you're a poser.
Do what's right, save a life, wear a mask.
Ask any elf, and they'll tell you where the real magic is. It's when their eyes light up, when they see the spirit of the season. Explore the winter wonderland of nature and lights at the Belton Lake Outdoor Recreation Area. Load up the family and come out to see the wonder of over 5 miles of holiday light displays and more. Make time to make memories this year and share the tradition, nature and lights.
Good morning. We have Mr. Tom Ramsey, who is the founder of Celebration of Love,
Yes. Yes, he is.
which he brings to Fort Hood every year, every December, which I thought I saw I participated in the one last year, and it was so moving. Could you give us a little background? Like, how many years have you been doing Celebration of Love?
Well, in a whole 17 years. This will be our 17th
Wow.
year.
Wow.
14 years this year in 2020 at Fort Hood.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Very exciting.
How did that all come together? All right, not just the Fort Hood piece, but
In general?
Celebration of Love.
Well, it's interesting you ask that question because I get that question asked often. And it was literally, I became a born-again Christian in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
In December. I was right before I moved to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
My pastor had a Christmas holiday, what they call a Christmas holiday in San Jose, California.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, he asked me, do you want to participate in volunteering? And I said, what are you doing? He said, we're having a Celebration of Love event. And I said, what is that about? He says, well, you only have 45 minutes to push a shopping cart. And that shopping cart, you'll be able to escort a family in need. And we're going to serve about 22 to 2,500 families
Wow.
My goodness.
on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, 45 minutes went like this.
Sure.
But the testimonies that I received from that and the blessing, being a born-again Christian
Mm-hmm.
at that time, it just made an impact
Mm-hmm.
on my life. It changed me forever. So I left that 25th, made my journey to Round Rock, Texas,
Right.
and started my new journey in life with $1,500 in my pocket.
Right.
And the rest is just been an amazing journey when you walk with God
Mm-hmm.
and you're able to trust Him and have faith. Things just happen because He's moving walls for you and He's making things happen
Sure.
Right.
along the way. Not without things that are difficult, but if you trust you and believe, just don't even worry about it.
Yeah, you guys are sponsored here on Post. I know the chaplain's corps or the chaplain's office is highly involved with you guys. There are a lot of volunteers that make it work here at Fort Hood because it's a huge event. Give me an idea of the scope to where it's grown to now.
Wow. You know, in 2006, we were at Hood Stadium where it
Yeah.
all started.
Yep.
And
Which no longer exists.
correct. For greater things to move, right?
Right.
But I got to tell you, in 2006, when we came out here, I reached out to my pastor at Promised Land West, at the time, Randy Phillips. And we brought 1,000 turkeys, a component of a Thanksgiving meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never remember, we came with a semi, and we at the company were saving all these boxes through the years
Sure.
and to pack it. And I remember us in the back of the house preparing for this
Right.
opportunity and the journey. And I got to tell you, it was cold that morning
Uh-huh.
in 2006. It was freezing. But who are we to complain about the cold?
Right.
And everybody was saying, it's so cold, Mr. Ramsey, it's so cold. I said, how do you think the soldiers feel
Mm-hmm.
when they go to combat? They don't complain. I said, so do a little list of that.
Sure.
Enjoy the moment.
Right.
And it was I don't consider it work. I consider it opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to bring community here to thank our military families.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a few toys
Sure.
laying on the floor in just a sheet. I would say it was maybe 100
Mm-hmm.
little stuffed animals.
Right.
And I recall the kids coming to receive the gift basket. And I remember the toys were a big thing for the kids.
Right.
Can I have one, Mommy? Can I have one, Mommy? Can I have one, Mommy?
Sure.
And from that point, I saw the toys and I saw the joy in the children's faces.
Right.
And so year 2007,
Mm-hmm.
I remember we weren't outside. We went into this, what we call the Hangar of Love.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I went with our team and our volunteers and I said, hey, we got to bring more toys.
Mm-hmm.
We got to figure out how we're going to do this.
Right.
And so I brought 25 bikes. No,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
75 bikes.
Right.
and I brought some toys, more toys. I thought I was doing something better than the year before.
Sure.
But then something else happened.
Uh-huh.
Kids were crying.
Oh, no.
They were tugging on their mom, saying, why didn't I get a bike?
Right.
Because we were just picking children at random.
Right.
So I saw the bikes and the kids and crying, Mommy, wasn't I good? Why didn't I get a bike? And I'm
Right.
like, oh, my God. I didn't.
Open that can of worms.
I opened up that can of worms. So what do I do next year?
Right.
I decided to go up to 125 bikes
Sure.
and give more bikes and more toys. And it kept growing, and it became 275, and it became 500.
Well,
Thousand.
now it's the bikes were one day, and then
Yes, we had to change it.
and you're still doing the holiday baskets.
We stopped doing that.
You did stop.
We stopped that 2 years ago.
Okay.
And the reason we did that is because we understand that there's so many other organizations that were coming.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do our IPRs
Right.
and our AAR, and we start figuring out, okay, where's the better focus, what we can do that's longer lasting.
Right.
So other organizations, what I love collaborating with other organizations. I think that's the key to success, is being able to collaborate with other nonprofits and good people in the community that are doing great things for our soldiers.
Sure. Last week we had Santa's Workshop on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're able to collaborate with them last year and give them all the extra toys that weren't given out.
Awesome.
But that's what makes community, and being able to bring more strength together. We can do much more together than we can individually. And I'm a firm believer that we as community can make a bigger impact by not duplicating programs.
Right.
So how many soldiers or families do you impact
Well,
this year?
This year,
Yeah.
this year we're at 692 families.
Wow.
Goodness.
Okay, and that is obviously even through the pandemic, God has blessed us, even through this. And who would have known that our drive-through that we do once a month in Austin
Sure.
would allow us to do what we do, and was preparing us
Wow.
for this day.
Really?
Because we've been doing food drives, drive-through for the past 5 years.
Right.
Wow.
So we were way ahead of our time
Sure.
thinking about it, but God knew.
There you go.
So we were able to come here, find a big parking lot, and be able to do exactly what we're doing in Austin. So we were very excited when I presented it to Mr. Duncan, and because we were all afraid that the program wasn't going to be able to proceed. But we still want to bring the experience.
Right.
How do we do that? How do we bring the joy?
Right.
And that's what we've been working on so
Yeah,
hard.
those hangars get pretty crowded.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
So last year, all of the setup started a couple of days before the actual celebration of love happened. And all of the volunteers came out and they put the bikes together, set up the trees and everything. So how is that going to be different this year?
Well, it's going to be different in many ways. And change is good.
Right.
I find that change is good. When I first heard about that we weren't going to be in a hangar, we weren't going to be able to do it in a hangar, and of course I go into my prayer time and have God give me vision and figure out how we can do things differently, but yet bring the experience.
Right.
So I've been out here for the IPR meetings. This will be our 5th IPR and final one, December 3rd. And when I think about coming out here, I just keep adding and figuring out how can we do things to still bring the excitement. So we partnered up this year with Easy Tiger.
Awesome.
So Easy Tiger's coming out. We've already packed in 700 bags, putting them together. We just had the last inductee, which is Ann Henry, on The Good Neighbor. She's on the wall. She passed away this year. So we're going to honor her. We collaborated with a friend, Richard Height, that we've had him out here in the past. He's going to come out and do a painting of a chalk of Ann Henry. And he's going to present her husband with the oil painting as well.
Awesome.
To honor her. She loved her troops. Thanks for the troops. She's done so much. She's been a big part of our organization.
Sure.
She falls under our 510c3. She takes 200 soldiers up to Sun City, buses them down there. She's just a blessing.
Right.
So her husband has agreed to come and participate. and Mr. Height will be doing drawings. And with that came the art. We're going to be having a bunch of artists come in from Austin, from all over, and they're going to have an 8x8, and they're going to be doing all types of art while they're in this long line.
Wow.
Nice.
Down that at the Sports Dome.
Well, that'll be nice.
So Santa will be present, and he's going to be walking up and down with the elves and going and giving gift bags to the children at a distance, of course,
Right.
and handing a gift bag from King's Wine, which is going to be a component of a loaf of bread with some Christmas cookies in there, and just thanking them
Sure.
along.
Awesome.
So we're still trying to bring a sense of joy, and I think it's going to be fun.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's going to be different, but change is good, just like you said.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting to see. I can't wait.
Well, at least it wasn't canceled.
Right.
Exactly.
That was what was breaking
You
my
can't
heart.
cancel Christmas.
But we can change the way we do it, right?
Right.
So 17 years, 14 years here at Fort Hood. I mean, what are some of the memories for you that stand out of coming here to Fort Hood, and doing the celebration of love?
Well, I think about that often, and sometimes I go back 13 years ago, and I met and kept so many soldiers as friends as they retired,
Sure.
and still have relationships with them, and I see the impact that this organization has made with sponsors and volunteers and everything. And then I hear stories, and I still get pictures, and I get texts, and from whether it's military, Army, or Marines, all kinds. But I would have to say the children.
It's all about the kids.
The kids, when they come, and I know the mothers, and there's some videos that we have on our website, and I think about the soldiers just tearing up, and I didn't know where I was going to get a gift from my
Right.
child. And I know we made an impact.
Sure.
And that's really what it's about. It's those are the memories that I take with me every day,
Right.
and why I work tireless hours to put a program together to bring that type of joy to the children, and more importantly to the soldier, that they don't have to have that on their heart and their shoulder to worry about how are they going to put a gift under the tree.
Right.
Right.
They're already strapped. They already have difficulties. But it's not a handout. It's a hand up. And this is what we tell everybody in the community. I made a post the other day. I witnessed something that I would have never had witnessed on Sunday. And the crazy thing about it, not crazy, call it however the right word, but I witnessed a deployment that I had never witnessed before. I witnessed many, many things, but I never actually was in the presence. And I had no plans on coming on Sunday. He did.
Right.
He did. And I was thinking, how am I going to do something different in 2021? What am I going to do to change this program? How are we going to make a bigger impact? Because it's always about the next step, right?
Sure.
Right.
Can't keep doing the same thing over and over. We got to make a bigger impact year round.
Right.
Right.
Although we've done many things, we did Operation Pray Me Home. We did, if you recall that one, we did the food pantry drive. We've done multiple other, the Hassan, remember the Hassan trial that we came down, the gift baskets that we brought. We brought hundreds of gift baskets, and just a welcome home. We brought hundreds of sandwiches and pillows and blankets and whatever we're asked and whatever we can do. Just call me. We'll set up our local army in the community and see what we can do. But let me go back to this deployment. What I noticed on that Sunday, right around noon, the parking lot was empty, and I brought the director, Howard, with me, and I said, let's plan everything out. Let's figure out how the best scenario is going to be, entry, exit, all that stuff.
Right.
And there was like maybe 10 cars. And before I knew it, there was 30 cars, and there was 40 cars. And I'm like, what's going on? So I parked kind of midway in the parking lot, And from afar, I saw this soldier with his head down, carrying a duffel bag, a backpack, 2 bags left and right of his arm.
Right.
And he's just walking, tall man, and he's just walking step by step by step. And the only thing I could think of, what must be going through his mind?
Mm-hmm.
If I could just get in his mind for 5 minutes or a minute as he's making that journey to jump on the bus for the deployment.
Right.
So I captured a photo and I shared it on my social media.
Right.
And I said some kind words. I said, this man is leaving for deployment, 18 months going to Germany. Could you imagine the holidays, 1 week prior to the holidays? What do you think that's going through his mind as he's making that journey, that walk?
Right.
So I proceeded back to the front where everybody was gathering, and I saw duffel bags, I saw children, and I saw wives, and I saw the tears, and we're going to miss you, Daddy. And I got chills, and I got tears in my eyes.
Right.
I said, why am I not here? Oh, and then I got excited. I said, now I know why I'm here.
Right.
So I immediately called Tracy, and I said, Tracy, I know what I'm doing. I want to be here at every deployment, every welcome home, and be able to make a bigger impact year-round. We want our soldiers, when they come back, to feel welcome, because we do the welcome home soldier. We also do that in our community. So I think that was the purpose on Sunday. I can't rest. Why should I? You don't rest. I have no right to rest.
She's a new mom. You better believe she doesn't rest.
So I go back to community. I says, y'all don't understand the sacrifice. Let me share with you what I witnessed. Come with me. Come alongside me. Don't come behind me. Come alongside me. Ride this beautiful opportunity to give back.
Sure.
And what a greater way to come back and witness it. Because a video is a video.
Right.
But seeing is believing.
Yeah, it is.
And I know they get tired of seeing my face. And I told our social media, Adela, I said, we got to stop showing my face. We got to change our strategy. Let's start using better content, because people just tune me out. Because I tell them,
no way.
They do. And I don't blame them. I get tired of seeing me. But bringing content is important, and bringing the right content and the right message about getting involved, getting engaged. And that's why we want to make change to bring good, better service to our military families.
Awesome. I have a question for you, because I heard you mention the Marines. How many, do you service the Army and the other services at year-rounds? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
We do. We work with veterans. We're blessed to work with a lot of Veterans Hall up in, trying to think of the number. But Toys for Tots has always been a big part of our organization since 2003.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I've collaborated with them for years, 17 years. And they love the program. They love the fact that we're delivering.
Absolutely.
They're not going to flea markets. They're not going somewhere. They're literally getting in the hands of the right. So soldiers helping soldiers.
That's awesome.
It's great. And they love the collaboration, and I think that's, again, goes back to what our message is clear in our mission. It's about collaboration is key.
Right.
Bringing partnerships alongside of us and making us all do good things.
Well, that's awesome. I love the celebration of love. I've heard about it, and then last year was the first time that I saw it happen. And so let me tell you, the video that was put up on the website had no justice, even though I cried like a little baby after I saw the video. But seeing the kids and I'm going to cry about it right now. Seeing the kids and the families, seeing the joy on their face after receiving the gifts, and just, having that little celebration was so touching. Don't make me cry right now.
Isn't it? I mean, I remember when we opened the door and we're walking them all in, and it seemed like it was just endless. And I remember on the stage, because I was actually going to turn over the reins to a new president because I wanted to go for the big picture.
Sure.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
But pandemic,
Right.
Corona. She said, I can't do this. I said, well, that's okay. But see, I look at it this way. There's a time and a place for everything. God is not ready for me to move and leave as president of Celebration of Love.
Right.
I opened up the Tom Ramsey Foundation for a reason. And the reason I opened the foundation was so I can go national and take it to other military installations. That's my dream and my goal. Not so much for me to go run it, but go teach.
Right.
Teach the program to other communities to bring good. And that's
where the goal.
That's when I started the Good Neighbor campaign.
There you go.
And love your neighbor. And what a great way to send a message to the neighborhoods and let the neighborhoods grow and create this program. And I think that's what we did with the schools. That's why we don't do it in Central Austin anymore. We taught the schools how. We had 13 school districts.
Wow.
Celebration of Love. We call it the Circle of Love.
Yep.
Nice.
And now they teach the program. I taught them the program. I walked away. They're doing their own things. But what did it do? It brought parents together. It brought the community together. And that's what I can step back and look at that. And that's the same program I want to build in 2021 to be able to teach this program or anyone that wants to learn it.
Nice.
Be more than happy to teach it. It would do no good for me to keep the program to myself.
Right.
How do we share good things?
Well, it sounds to me like you're going to keep growing and growing and growing and sharing the love as far as you can take it, right?
Well, that's the purpose. I mean, as long as God allows me, and He's put me in the trenches, and I'm standing in the gap, I've been blessed to do this, really, truly, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You can't outgive God. You just can't. When people get scared, I step up. Don't be scared.
Right.
Everybody was freaking out. What did we do with our food trucks? What did we do? We went in neighborhoods. We started being an ice cream truck on a food truck.
Sure.
We figured out a way to get out of it.
Sure.
And that's what you do, you know? And this is what I think that makes us strong.
Right.
On our organization.
I'm certainly glad that the pandemic hasn't kept our local organizations from being able to do the work that they do.
Yep. And one benefit, it kept you involved, right?
Well, you know, the truth be known is that, you know, for us as an organization, the board wanted to shut it down.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't the president anymore.
Right.
And they voted to shut it down. And, you know, I'm not saying this in a negative way.
Right.
But it really, you can imagine what it did to me.
Sure.
And I didn't make good friends. I said, we're not shutting it down. I did not turn this over to shut it down.
Right.
Right.
So I immediately lost all my board members. And there's three of us.
So back to the drawing board, right?
Back. It's okay.
Yeah.
And God still provided.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's Him. It's His mission. It's His ministry. I'm just blessed to be in it.
Well, Tom, in 2018, they recognized you here at Fort Hood as a good neighbor, which is, his face is on the wall out there in the atrium right outside of our studios. Does Fort Hood hold that special place in your heart?
It really does.
Why?
Well, the story is back in the day before 9/11, I had close to 20 plus trucks here on. So we were already serving military with my food trucks. We were in the motor pools. We were in the ranges. We were here for years.
Sure.
And when 9/11 hit, I'll remember my drivers calling me and saying, hey, soldiers are coming back. They lost their legs, no arm, this and that, as they were coming back in from war. What can we do? I said, do what we always do. Write it down, and I'll give you credit when you get back into the yard.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day I showed up here and find out what's going on. What can we do? And that's when I met Joan Boykin at ACS.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest is history.
Right.
And that's when we started the food pantry. That's when I got very involved in that. And I got to tell you, I'm not military,
Right.
but I'm grateful for this incredible journey, and more importantly, what our soldiers go through, the sacrifice. And how can I, for me, it's like, yeah, I am here. So when I hear all the things about Fort Hood, I perk up and I get excited. It's not about the awards. Trust me, I don't come here for the awards. Right. That's not what we're about.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, if I hear anybody talk about, well, what did we do? Oh, that just doesn't flow with me well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Soldier doesn't go out there in combat and ask, how many did I get?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're there to protect.
Right.
So we're standing in the gap in that form.
And we really do appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Tom Ramsey, this year's celebration of love is December 11th.
Correct.
And almost 700 families.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all you do.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
Melissa, we will be back hopefully with Brianna
Yes.
right
Thank
after
you
these
for
messages.
coming.
Thank you. God bless you. And Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Midnight. The perfect time for a sneaky snack while everyone's asleep. This and a little bit of that.
Say, Phil.
Ah! Gee, God, you frightened me. How did you get in my house?
Silly Phil. It's me.
Elf? Elf on our shelf?
That's right, Phil. I see everything, including you not practicing good cybersecurity. So I got all your passwords and stole your identity, and now this is my house, Phil. My house. You go. You go sit on a shelf, Phil.
This holiday season, it's more important than ever to practice good cybersecurity. After all, you never know who's watching.
Here he is, Jeff Snarkworthy.
Thank you, yeah. If you've got a sudden, unexpected fever, you might have coronavirus. If you've traveled from or through a state where coronavirus is prevalent, you might have coronavirus. If that fever of yours, if it's accompanied by a feeling of shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, you might have coronavirus.
Coronavirus is steadily spreading across not only the United States, but the world. Being aware of the signs and symptoms of coronavirus helps keep us all safe. If you suspect that you may have been infected with the virus, call 254-553-6612. That's the Fort Hood Health Hotline, 254-553-6612.
If you've been around some place where people were infected, if you got that fever, shortness of breath, and a cough, you might have coronavirus.
Coronavirus. It's no laughing matter.
Hello?
Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. Close enough for the government, good enough for you.
So that was Celebration of Love. Pretty good, huh?
Yes, yes. I'm always super excited to hear about Celebration of Love.
Tom
And
Ramsey does amazing stuff, doesn't
Yes.
he?
He's very passionate.
Kelvin, have you been to one of those before?
Yes, I've covered a few, and I think especially with everything we have going on right now in 2020, it's those kind of programs that really help the community give back, the Army give back.
Oh yeah.
Because right now, all we need is a little bit of love.
When we were talking to Santa's Workshop like 2 weeks ago, I said 2020 is a real dumpster fire, and I'm not kidding.
Oh, it is. It is.
It is totally a dumpster fire, but it's going to get better, right?
Yes, I hope so.
We got.
Question mark. Knock on wood.
Wait a minute. Ow, that hurts. All right. So, Melissa, besides Celebration of Love coming up on December 11th, there is more stuff going on, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us all about it.
So there is the Resilience Expo. The Army Community Services Soldier and Family Readiness Branch will host a homemade for the holidays which is a virtual resilience expo from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on December 12th. You can view it via Facebook Live at www.facebook.com/FH as in Foxtrot Hotel.
Foxtrot Hotel.
Yes, family programs. And that is www.facebook.com/FH family programs.
It's like the girl in the commercial where she can't say the word espresso. Espresso? Is it espresso?
So the event will include a holiday dish, dessert cooking demonstration, homemade holiday decorating ideas, and story time and fun of ideas for homemade gifts.
And it's virtual.
Yes, virtual.
10 o'clock till when?
1 p.m.
10 to 1?
Yes, on December 12th.
December 12th. You have to sign up in advance.
No, it doesn't say that you have to.
Kind of dive on in, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that sound interesting?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Virtual just, it's like...
2020, it's all virtual.
Yeah, let's go to a Zoom meeting. Hey. Microsoft Teams. I'm sorry, I just used a brand name.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, yeah, but
We'll
the government
censor that
has a
out.
contract, right? Yeah, no, we have a contract, so I guess that's okay. And let us not forget, dear listener, Nature and Lights is still going on. Is it not, Melissa?
Yes, it is still going on. So enjoy a 5.5-mile holiday lights attraction at the Belton Lake Outdoor Recreation Area. The entire family can enjoy through January 3rd, 2021.
Nice.
Santa's Village is open from 5:30 through 11 p.m. Thursday through Sunday through December 6th and nightly December 10th through the 24th.
Wow.
Santa's Village will take place outdoors behind the Live Oak Pavilion, a halfway point through the park. Take a break at Santa's Village, browse vendor booths, purchase crafts, and make memories in the photo stand-in.
Nature and Lights at Belton Outdoor Recreation Area. Be there.
Don't forget your
mask. Kelvin, I know you've been in Nature and Lights at least once, right?
Once. But it was, it was my first time here.
Yeah?
20, we'll just say it's my first time here. A
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Yeah, you don't want to date yourself, do you?
Yeah, don't cut that out.
I got here in 2002 and never left.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Got him.
So I think I beat you here.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, just by a few years.
I mean, everybody loves that sort of thing, especially now. Christmas lights are always a hit. What'd you call that? Santa's
Village.
Santa's Village.
Santa's Village. Hey, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm all
absolutely.
in.
Absolutely. So, with, hey, we did the promos for MWR, little ACS. I think we can head out for the week, don't you?
Yep,
Hey,
absolutely.
you going to take us out this week?
I always get super nervous.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I know. Hasta la vista, baby.
How about something a little
I
different?
know. Happy holidays. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving, and we will see you next week or hear from you.
I second that. How about you?
Happy Kwanzaa.
Amen.
Driving down the road again. Tar starts thinning and cracks crumble to gravel lines. Just on the travel